Remember when you used to go to a party and it had more photographers than people? Remember when everybody brethren was a DJ? Promoters was kings and promo girls was frowned upon. Then social media come on the scene and events got easier to market but harder to maintain. It is a scientific fact that Trinis love to do the most by putting out the least. And for a group of fellas who had the least, well, what is your excuse?
Tell them that we number one, no, nah. Nah, 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 eh. Tell them that we number one. Jump up. Tell them that we number one. Tell them that we number one. Show them we's the champion.
I think Empire is a continuously regenerating machine.
I feel as if it's a second family.
Everybody came to the event and then bring the cousin.
Empire always was and always will be progress.
Positive, strong-minded.
Empire's gap that we fill is, I would say, on the grounds of innovation.
So I felt like it was a good idea for Ken to start his own thing, and I've seen it grown over the years. I'm proud of them.
I will rejoice.
Ken was one of the more out there persons, not just out there wasting time out there, but he was one of the business minds that was out there from young, and I wanted to understand how to get into the industry. Cause coming from where I'm coming from, like I wasn't around the circles to make stuff happen, and Ken was a mover and shaker at the time, as he still is today, but he was a mover and shaker before myself.
It was like an association of promoters, well that was the idea in my head, so that we would be able to have our events and compete versus people who had a lot of radio ads. And then eventually I just started to do my own thing and I got my own committee.
Ken and I actually went to school together. We attended Hillview College. We were in the same year. I actually did an event prior to Empire. The event was called Take Away Yourself. I was 18 at that point in time.
I could not have reached where I am without a friend like Ken. Even Stefan in a major way. Shane, but we talking Empire here.
I think it was really a good thing for me. Having thrown an event for myself, I understand exactly the amount of pressure and the energy it takes to do it. Ken generally was a very creative person, you know. He had all these ideas and all these concepts and he was very serious about it. So I couldn't say no to somebody who was that serious. I mean, I think I would have been a fool to let this opportunity pass by.
This is very true to heart. Like, I used to come by Ken and Ken had a full CPU and the fan used to blow on the CPU because he didn't have a fan that was cooling the store. And well, I had no money, I was broke, but we always had ambition, we always had drive, and we always thought that we would do it.
The first event that I had under the Empire banner, that was in 2008. But even before that, I had events under the Pork and Duck crew. And then I was like, don't really want to be associated with Pork and Duck all my life, and trying to get sponsors or whatever, so let's change up the name and let's do something else.
Drill Them the Launch was a group of young, ambitious minds coming together, using the resources that we had at the time to make something great happen.
It was a very intimate launch. I remember wearing a pink dress.
Ken used his logistic and his ability to connect people, to bring persons out. Well, I just had the vibe and the music and a lot of friends, and we were in the right circles. So that event was hugely successful.
Nesta and I actually came from the same area, which is Locketa. And yeah, we just gel, you know. So when Ken told me, listen, Nesta, aka Second Star, he's doing these things, we really want to support him. I'm like, yeah, for sure, I know him, let's do this. Carnival was owned by Jillionaire from Major Lazer, and Jillionaire allowed us to do Drill Them the Launch there. Drill Them the Launch was a launch for Second Star. That was his song at the time, his new song, Daddy Sent Me to Drill Them.
Retro styling, to all the girls them smiling. Daddy sent me to drill them.
I just want to know one thing. Now I have the last thing I want to find out. Let me, I just want to make sure I have it correct.
Okay.
And what do you know about Prince Afroman?
So funny.
That's a character, Stefan, and these guys came up with to support me in my Soca Star ambitions. I come last in Soca Star, by the way. Last shall be first and the first shall be last. But big up to everybody in Soca Star, same way.
And he would pop up to all of Second Star shows and just be loud. You know, he'll be on stage, he'll be backstage.
So I am Prince Afroman, and I used to walk around with a big afro and gold chain.
We needed to promote Second Star, and I understand that when you create a character, it attracts attention.
The start off hot and sweat, yeah? Yeah. But when you start off as hard as that, sometimes you need to take a break and reassess your team and your resources. You need trust. The kind of trust needed to build an empire.
2016-17, I had a group by the name of Soca Squad. Very supportive guys, very strong-minded individuals, very ambitious individuals. And my relationship with them was a lot due to the fact that Empire was kind of on a hiatus because Ken was busy doing his masters.
So we took that year, did our research, develop ourselves as individuals, gain more resources, network more, and then we decided to come back out.
I wanted to resume having events. Second Star had recorded the song that he told me he believes is probably the best song that he ever sang in his life, which was Kings and Queens.
It's only as we enter in the new decade, I recognize that it did not take time to appreciate the process and where we have reached so far.
Starting from 2016, first, before we even had the launch, we had to wonder what our following was like. If people were still on Empire, if people even remembered Empire.
The logo, we had a lot of suggestions and a lot of fight down too. I actually like the crown a lot because it signifies regality and everything.
We also didn't have the same team. Most of the team, as I said, left, so we had to come up with a new team. So we did a couple scouting around. Ken actually did a lot of scouting, most of the scouting.
Maybe I should just give the real true story of how I met Ken. This guy comes up to me and is like, let me get your number. Yeah, sure, why not, And then, just driving home, I was thinking, damn, that was kind of weird. So he's like telling me about Empire and stuff, and I'm like, I don't do these whole party committee stuff because I find the committee is always disorganized. But I could tell from like the first meeting that they're very organized. They know exactly what they're talking about. They know exactly what they're saying. They know exactly what they're doing.
As a regular patron looking on, you know these guys on top of things. And I mean, you don't have to be a chef to know when your food missing salt. But for a good while, the people were salting.
My crew be the play. From the time the section of vice, you know that we day. Yeah, you know we don't day. Hey, what they say. From the time the party of vice, you know that we day. Yeah, you know we don't day. Why? Because it is party every weekend. Party every weekend. Party every weekend. Don't tell me about it. Been watch mass when I reach it. Party every weekend. Party every weekend. Don't tell me about it. I will go this fete and another fete. I will go this fete and another fete.
When I look at a mirror, I don't see myself. I see a mirror. Sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves that we can't see things for what it is. Vision is not about what you see, but what you could see beyond.
2017, Celebrate 17, that was the rebirth of Empire. That's where we let the public know we are back.
Celebrate 17, celebrating our greatness.
That's where we showcase a new team.
Jump, mash up the fete right now. Jump, mash up the dance right now. Take them back to the classics. Soca people, we here right now. Jump, mash up the fete right now. Jump, mash up the dance right now. I take them back to the classics. Soca people, we here right now.
When I think about Empire as a brand, I always think about unique concepts.
We always try to do things outside or think outside of the box.
And seeing the passion that they actually put into not partying, but the experience.
It was always in the vision, but now that we understand that vision is the first step to creating reality, I feel as though like it's going to be more expansive and you can expect greater things from everybody.
We all started our own things, we went our separate ways. So it was a sense of pride knowing that, they're pulling off these events, these amazing events. So it was pride that I felt as a friend.
Empire always have it. It's always let you guys. I suggest whenever next you hear events, you come through.
Empire brave, we're ready.